Welcome to Seeing with Your Soul, a safe and sacred place to be vulnerable, to be transparent, to be authentic. I am your host, Tisha Michelle. From the deep pain and loss of my best friend Gloria, I realized she gave me the greatest gift ever, remembering my purpose in life, which is to help connect you to your authentic self, guide you to remember your purpose, and remind you that your current circumstance doesn't define who you are. Join me as we heal, align, and glow together. Welcome back to another episode of Seeing with Your Soul. I'm your host, Tisha Michelle. So as always, I like to start with 3 things that I'm grateful for in the present moment. Is the conversations that I have on Thursdays. And for those of you that are not aware, I think it's been about 4 weeks now, I started Talk with Tisha Thursdays, and I started doing it on IG Live, just having conversations around spirituality, forgiveness, life, whatever the heck was on a person's heart talked about, and whatever it was that came to me, I talked about, and then I moved it over to Zoom. So what I'm grateful for is all of those conversations. But since I've moved it onto Zoom, other people have been able to talk. And I believe everybody wants to be heard. And I want everybody to be heard. But in those conversations, are just some really deep conversations. And things are just stirring up between, each person. And it's just leading to bigger conversations, which leads to evolution, growth, and just this inner power that's just being expressed verbally. And it's super powerful, and I just love the whole goddamn vibe. So the second thing that I am grateful for, and I'm always grateful for, are my spirit guide for always having my back. And just this past month, there's just been some things that's just popped up, and I'm just like, damn, spirit really does have my back. I am in my car right now, guys. So you just heard a truck. My bad. But Spirit's really just been showing out and just showing me how protected and guided I am. I recently almost got into a car accident, which honestly, when you look at it from a human standpoint, it's just I knew I was it was going to be hit. It was a wrap, but I just slid and glided past the person, and the whole thing was just bizarre and crazy. And I got so emotional. I had to pull over. I got so emotional and literally started crying because of how protected I was. And I was like, no one could tell me otherwise, but that was spirit sliding right in between me and that other car and keeping me protected. In this moment, I'm super grateful for my spirit guides. But like I said, I'm always, always, always grateful for my spirit guides because they always got my back. Whether it's my spirit guides, my guardian angels, my ancestors, my ascended masters, just that the beings, they have my back. The third thing that I would say in this present moment that I am grateful for is, what am I grateful for? I always like to go deeper with the things that I'm grateful for, because in the mornings I start my day when I pull out my journal and I write what I'm grateful for, and I write my intentions, and of course I'm grateful for things like my health and people in my life and food. But I always like to, when I get on here and I talk about in the moment the things that I'm grateful for, I be wanting to go deeper, right? That's just me putting this whole other type of pressure on myself. So the third thing that I want to say that I am grateful for is just life itself. Life itself. I don't need to go deeper because life itself is goddamn deep, right? I am just grateful for life and the experiences that it's been bringing me and people that I'm connected to and stuff. And it's just, I can say life lately has been very interesting. Very interesting. And I'm grateful for this experience with this thing called life. So guess what? It's your turn. So I want you guys to go ahead and take a deep breath. And you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And one more time. In through your nose and out through your mouth. So if you are a new listener, welcome, welcome. When I have you guys take your deep breaths, that's so we can center ourselves, right? And we can ground ourselves and we can get back to our natural state, which is love, right? We get back to that heart-centered space, clear our thoughts, and then be able to really express that gratitude. So, you can say this out loud. You might be journaling while you're listening to this because maybe you take notes. You can say it in your head, but go ahead and express 3 things that you're grateful for right now. And it doesn't have to be 3 things. I just like the number 3, but it could be one thing, it could be more, but whatever. But just the whole point of it is to center yourself, get into that heart-centered space, ground yourself, feel good, and just express gratitude. The more that you are able to put out to the universe, the more that you're going to get back. And you're raising your vibration, right? And as you raise your vibration and everyone else is raising their vibration, that's just contributing to the collective, contributing to humanity. And especially at a time like this, we need some vibrations raised, right? Today, I want to talk about spiritual bypassing. If you follow me on Instagram over at Mindset Slayer, you may have seen a video that I did, and what triggered it were people were sending me like messages and stuff and asking, like, starting it off like, am I wrong for feeling like this? And number one, you're never wrong for feeling the way that you feel. They're your feelings. Someone can't tell you that you were wrong for feeling a certain way, and they damn sure can't tell you you're wrong for expressing it, right? So that's number one. They're your feelings. You own that shit. You're never wrong for it. So they were like, am I wrong for feeling like this? Because they've been inside groups or someone has said something like, been very dismissive to how they feel or what's going on into the world and saying, we just need more love. We just need more love. We do need more love. Absolutely. We absolutely need more love. But that is not an invitation to dismiss what is going on in the world, what is going on in the individual person's life. So the term spiritual bypassing was introduced the early 1980s or so by, what's his name? John Wellwood. And he was a Buddhist teacher and like a psychotherapist. And his definition is that it's a tendency to use like spiritual ideas and practices to sidestep or avoid facing unresolved emotional issues, right? Like our wound. So when I've seen this a lot in the spiritual community, I'm in different groups and participating in a lot of stuff. So when I say the spiritual community, these are people who are very like vocal about their spiritual growth and their spirituality and put a lot of things out. And they always come from this place of like love and light and stuff. I'm all about sending love and light. When I say that I'm sending love and light to someone, I'm actually sending love and light to them. If I say that I am sending healing vibes or healing energy, best believe I am taking that time to intentionally say, I'm radiating this to this person or out into the world, because energy is energy. And I believe that is very much like true and will very much like help a person, right? So I will always send love and light. We'll always send healing and stuff. But guess what? Life isn't always love and light. It's just not. Point blank period. It's just not love and light. We have our ebbs and flows, right? We have our ups and downs, right? So when people are saying like feeling, or people are telling them, oh, well, you just need to be happy all the time and you need to be positive all the time. Or, well, yeah, the other things are going on in the world, but we just need to send more love. They're bypassing the shit that's going on in the world that needs to be worked through. They're bypassing the shit that's going on with them, especially when people want to act as if everything is just roses with them. And everything is not, because that's not the purpose of life. But when we're doing spiritual bypassing, it's like we're bypassing doing the inner work just to get to the love and light, right? But we're not really getting there. It's actually false, right? It's actually false, because those inner wounds, that trauma, that confusion, the lower vibration, that shit is there. It's there. And you're just trying to bury it, just to bury it and say like, oh, I just got to be positive and I just got to be like so happy today. And it's like, no, that is called spiritual bypassing. You're bypassing the work, bypassing the shit, so you can just be love and light and roses and butterflies. That ain't fucking life. Sorry. That ain't life. That's you avoiding shit. That's you avoiding shit. So don't avoid shit, right? Nah, it's free will. You can do whatever you want, right? But I wanted to just talk about that, right? And because I see a lot of it, or I hear a lot of it, and you're bypassing doing the work. And I know doing the work is so tough, and it can be hard, and it can be scary, and it can be confusing, and it can be just downright fucking dumb. Like, why am I putting myself through this, right? Get it. All those feelings are very true to me. Felt through like all of them. Awful. But I know it's for my highest good. And I know that when I do the work and I push through that, it's only going to make me better. And I want to be better. And I know you want to be better. So we go through that temporary state, and it's just temporary. We're not going to always be there. But if you want to get to that love and light, and you want to get to that pure of that happiness and stuff, you do the work. You do the work. We don't bypass it, because guess what? You can bypass it all you want. All these love and light community people can bypass it all they want. But guess what? That shit coming back, because it didn't go anywhere. You didn't work through it. You didn't work through anything. You just said, oh, well, let me just be positive, which is great. We don't want to walk around being negative all the time. This is why I tell people, if you're feeling angry or whatever the case is, because with anger comes change, with change comes growth, right? Be angry, be sad, be mad, be upset. Just don't stay in this shit. When we start to have those emotions and those feelings, it's brewing up something inside of us, right? It's brewing up something inside of us for us to pay some attention to, so we can then figure out what needs to be done. Is this something that needs to be healed? Is something that needs to be transmuted? This is something that needs to just be like, oh shit, let me actually acknowledge this. Is it something that needs to be integrated? Like, it's an invitation for you to do some work. So if you bypass it, guess what? It'll come up later. And it'll come up later because then you'll get triggered by something. Something will trigger the shit out of you. And then you're spiraling all out of control, and you're feeling like, what the hell? And then you're super down on yourself, and you have no level of compassion, right? Because you believe that you should be at love and light, right? So then you start downing yourself in the negative talk. Again, that's the spiritual bypassing. And when we spiritual bypass and then it comes back up again, we're so fucking awful to ourselves. So whenever you're going through these things, it's an invitation. Look at it and have the level of compassion. I know the people who are in my inner child course now, I don't know if you guys are tired of hearing me say it, but I'm always going to say, have compassion for yourself. Send that love to yourself, and understand it is the ebbs and flows of life. We are going to have ups and we are going to have downs. It's just a matter of having that in harmony with each other and understanding when we're having this down moment, we're not being punished. We're having this down moment because that's something that's in us that needs to be dealt with, so we can continue to move forward in our journey and on this process, right? So spiritual bypassing is a very real thing. And if you are in groups or you are around people that are being very dismissive to maybe how it is that you're feeling or what you're going through, or just in general and in life seeing certain things, please don't fall into the trap. Please don't fall into the trap at all. Once you understand that life is the ebbs and flows, so that in life, we are going to have ups and downs. And if you can just accept that, that is so much not so much. It's so important for your growth to understand that, okay, especially if you're a person that says, that's not normal, or is this normal? Because it's like, who gets to determine normal? However, if you want to determine what normal is for yourself, by all means. So if you can accept that there is going to be the ups and downs, those ebbs and flows of life, then when things pop up that aren't so great, you're like, okay, cool. I can do this. This is coming up for a reason. I'm not being punished or anything. This is actually, personally, for me, when I go through some things and I start to feel very, very uncomfortable or something is shaking up, I actually say thank you first. Like, I swear, like I promise you guys, and it wasn't always like this, but I got to the point that I say thank you because I'm thanking the universe for this experience, because I know some of these goals and these levels and these places that I want to hit. And when I say goals, it doesn't mean just like financial or stuff like that. It's just the goals of the growth within me, how I handle relationships, how I handle, business or relationship with my kids or whatever. I say thank you because I know that whatever this is that's stirring up in me, it needs to be worked through, because I know it's blocking me from my goals. It's blocking me from being the highest and truest version of myself. So first I say thank you. Then I allow myself to feel that uncomfortableness, that scaredness, that confused, that anger, whatever the emotion is. And you know what? Sometimes those emotions also are pure joy and just happiness, right? So it's not always that. So I say thank you for that as well. And then I feel it. Why do I feel so happy about this thing? Where's the bigger picture of this? I'm so happy about this. Why? Because it's feeding my soul. So guess what? Now I'm like, oh, wow. So this is something that my soul really enjoys, and this feeds my soul. So you know what? I want more of this. I want more of this. So it's the same thing. It's not always a lower vibrational energy. It could be a higher emotion too, like the joy and happiness, which is still stirring up something in us for us to take it a little bit further, whatever that little bit further is, right? So no spiritual bypassing, guys. We ain't bypassing shit. We working through our shit. This is 2020, and 2020 has been crazy as fuck, but 2020 has also been amazing because each and every one of us, we incarnated for here. This is what we came here for. And I know it may not feel like it for some people because you may feel like 2020 is like the worst year ever for you. And that is really because you might not have taken the time to really sit with what's going on and really ask the universe, what are you teaching me? What are you showing me? You may not have been asking the empowering questions, and it was more of a disempowering, like, what the fuck is going on? This shit is crazy, which we've all went through that. I went through that too. Then I got to my place of like, okay, what's my role in all of this, right? I don't want to bypass it. I want to sit with the uncomfortableness because I don't want to be uncomfortable like this again. So let me just work through the shit now. Right? So we don't want to bypass it. And I know, guys, I know that it's hard. I know that it's tough. And I know that we're comfortable. And also know that you have free will. So you can just get off of this podcast and just be like, yep, whatever. And that's perfectly fine. No judging. I'm just here to just express the importance of, of not bypassing and actually just doing the work. You will thank yourself later, and you'll thank me too. But no, so by doing the work, because it's so important, man. It is so important. I shared something with my inner child group on Sunday. So the Sunday before, when you listen to it, that Sunday before. And I talked about, and I won't go through the whole thing, but I talked about the fact that I've been doing two things. One, I've been doing the work for a really long time now, like over 2 years of doing like the inner work and experiencing, really truly experiencing my experiences. And this is why I'm able to hold space for so many people, because I've been doing the work. So now I'm able to hold space for other people. So the second thing is I've been really, really getting in tune with my higher self, my intuition, my spirit guides, and understanding how my higher self talks to me. So some of you guys may call it God or the universe or source or your higher self, your spirit guides, whatever your title you're relating to. So I know how my higher self talks to me. I know how my intuition talks to me. I know what that voice sounds like and what it feels like, right? Because I have been doing the work and I have been trusting and I have been listening, that I'm able to clearly hear that voice. Even though it doesn't make any sense logically, I still roll with it. And what ends up happening is I'm guided through life. I'm guided to protect myself. I'm guided to protect my children, where I had an instance where spirit led me through to something that involved one of my children. And I don't know what I stopped and what I protected like us from. And it doesn't even matter. I just know that I was guided to that, right? But that's because I was doing the work, right? I wasn't bypassing the uncomfortableness. I wasn't bypassing the way certain relationships just kind of blew up or fell off. I wasn't bypassing it at all. And like, fuck it. I was just like, okay, this is for a reason. What is this? Okay, our soul contract ended. Okay, I might feel a little uncomfortable about it, and I felt it and stuff, but I knew that it was happening for me and not to me, right? So there was no bypassing. So the more that I was able to actually face the situations and the different things that was coming up, aka my inner child, right? Starting to that process of understanding why I didn't even remember much of my childhood and what needed to actually come back up so I can love all over, acknowledge it first, love all over it, and to be able to heal it. because that was blocking me, right? Which also opened up more space for myself and more space for other people. So the more that you can do the work, the inner work, and work through those things, you're going to be able to receive the blueprint, because we are receiving it. We just haven't created the space to be able to see it, or to feel it. So it's so important to do the work in all the different areas so you can reach those goals, so you can get that evolution, right? So you can get to the core of who you are, right? But it is tough. It is tricky. It's great to have a support system. It's great to enroll in a class or go see a therapist, right? Whatever it is that you feel is going to like work for you, but to receive some form of support, just to know that you're not doing it alone. Another thing is, when you do the work and you're listening, you're able to really be guided to what it is that you need. Like, you might be guided to a podcast, right? You might be on one of the social media sites and just scrolling, and then all of a sudden something pops up that catches your attention, but you realize that it resonated with you. So you decided to go a little further and you clicked on something. And then all of a sudden you're like, how the hell did I end up here? But this is amazing. Well, that was purposeful, because you were trusting that just said, click here. You were trusting that to see this and really sit with it for a little bit and see how it resonated with you. But that's because you're doing the work. And as you're doing the work, you're getting more in tune with like yourself, and you're receiving this blueprint. When I first realized that we really do get the blueprint, I called it skateboarding through life. And I would actually mimic like I was skateboarding. I'd be like, yo, I'm just skateboarding through life, because it's like, boom, I know to go left. I know to go right. I know to go do this. I know to go do it, because I'm hearing it, I'm getting it, and I'm receiving it. And then I'm seeing what's happening. Like, I'm evolving, I'm growing. And that shit is dope as hell. So again, we all have free will, and we could do whatever the fuck we want to do. I'm just here right now to let you know, do not allow anybody to dismiss how it is that you're feeling, or even dismiss the stuff that's going on in the world, because they want a spiritual bypass and all they want to talk about is love and light. We operate from two places, right? Love and fear in anything that we do. So ultimately, who we are at a core is love. But we have to go through the fears. We have to face those fears. We have to work through those fears. We have to acknowledge those fears to get back to the core of who we are, because we've had so many years of conditioning. This is why we can look at our child or another person's child that's like 1 or 2 and be like, oh my God, I just want to just keep hugging. You are full of so much love and you're so sweet, and just being around you is so great, because they haven't been tainted. They haven't been conditioned. And here we are, a whole goddamn adult, right? And want to be like, oh, everything is love and light. Nah, everything is not love and light, because we've been conditioned far too much. So we got to work through the fears. We got to acknowledge the fears. We got to kick fear in its face, kick fear in its ass, to get to that place, that true, authentic core place of who we are, which is from love. But in order to get there, we have to do the work. We have to do the work, guys. And that's my TEDx talk on a podcast. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I am sending love and light to each and every one of you guys, with the intentions of you guys doing the work to get there. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in to #certified. If anything resonated with you, I would love to continue the conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at @itistisha. And if you want to be a part of the #certified tribe, you can join my Facebook group by going to the search tab and putting in #certified. My website is conversationswithtisha.com. As always, have a great one on purpose. Love you.